Hello everyone. This class will be a shorter class and it's a warrior flow, and I might throw in maybe a little bit of crow practice by Bakasana as well at some point. So enjoy. So we'll start with we're just going to have a shorter round of pranayama today, just because it's a shorter class, shorter flow, shorter shavasana at the end. So let's start with our breathing work. Come to find a comfortable seat. So find your comfortable sukhasana, whether it's one foot in front of the other into a half lotus or just an easy cross leg. Any pain in the knees, you can just extend your legs out in front and close the eyes. Begin to bring the awareness to your breath. You can just rest your palms gently on your knees. Maybe draw your shoulders up to your ears and roll them back and down. Just taking in some nice big inhales in through the nose, out through the nose. Just 2 more rounds here. Let's just bring some movement to our breath. So keep your eyes closed, but as you inhale, lift your arms up high to the sky. Hands about shoulder distance apart. Turn the palms away from you as you exhale them down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the arms up high. Exhale them down. Just a few more rounds in your own time. And place your hands back onto your knees. 2 more rounds of breath here. And open up your eyes and let's get warm. It's very chilly in the mornings at the moment. The temperature has dropped dramatically. So we're going to get straight into getting warm. Just roll over into a tabletop. Extend your right leg out long behind and your left arm. Just come into a balanced tabletop. Hold here just for a breath. Lower down, extend your other leg out nice and straight. Flex the toes back. Stretch out long, reach through the fingertips. Hold for a breath. Come back down, extend your right leg out long to the side. Right arm comes up, reach up nice and tall, look up towards your fingers. One breath here. And lower down, left leg comes out, foot's flat on your mat. Inhale as you reach your arm up, look at your fingers. Lower the hand down, back to your tabletop. Let's come straight into downward facing dog. Fingers are splayed nice and wide on your mat. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up high to the sky. Draw your heels down into the earth. Wrap your triceps in. Gaze towards your navel. Hold here just for 2 deep rounds of breath. Inhaling. Exhale, inhale, exhale, look towards your hands, walk up towards them or step, halfway lift, hands on shin, crown of the head lifts, fold forward, you can have bent knees, halfway lift, fold forward, halfway halfway lift, fold forward. Hold your forward fold, forward fold on the raw, potato, potato. Take opposite elbows and sway your body from side to side and ragdoll. You can bend one knee, bend the other. Nice loose spine. And drop the hands back down into your forward fold. Bend your knees nice and deep, as if you're coming into your chair pose. And then lift your hips high, back up to the sky. Bend your knees, look forward about 1 metre or so. Sit down, so belly rib cage is making contact with your upper thighs. Extend the hips up and lower them down and extend them up. Just walk your feet in together so your big toes are touching, heels are slightly apart. Inhale, bring your arms up and forward. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, your right arm comes forward, your left arm comes back. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, up. Right arm comes forward, so slight twist in the torso. Come back up. Twist to the side. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale them up. And then exhale them down to prayer. So let's start to warm up the lower body as well. So we're going to, our hands are in Anjali Mudra at heart center. We're just going to flip our fingers so they're pointing down to the ground. Bend our knees as if we're coming into chair pose. You're going to flow all the way down, point your fingers down towards the ground. Keep your hands together. Inhale up, straighten up out through the legs. Exhale, bend your elbows back behind your head. Inhale up. Exhale back to heart center. Let's do that again. Turn your fingers down, point them down towards the ground. All the way down, flow all the way up. Bend the elbows back. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, come all the way down. Exhale, bend them behind. Inhale, point them up. Exhale down. Just flow through a few more rounds of these in your own time. Just one more. Good, come to stand in Tadasana, big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Draw your shoulders back and down, feel nice and strong and tall. And we'll do some sun salutations, a bit of variation. Inhale, your arms wide all the way up, look up. Exhale, keep them in prayer, float all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins, flat back. Exhale, back to a tabletop. Lower down, halfway. Push back up to your tabletop. Back to downward facing dog. One more breath. Look towards your hands, step up, tiptoe, jump, whatever you like, up towards them. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Inhale, your arms come forward, rise them all the way up. Exhale them to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to mat. Come to your tabletop. This time, keep your hips high and you're going to bring your chest down towards, so the only part of you touching from your upper torso is your chest, down towards the mat. Keep your chin lifted, so your hips are high, maybe tuck your toes, hug your elbows into your rib cage. And then release all the way down onto your belly. Inhale for a baby cobra. Exhale, fold. Oh, I've got cramp in my foot. Inhale up. Exhale down. I'm flexing my foot, it's just because I've got cramp in my toes, so just ignore what I'm doing with my feet. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now tuck your toes, push back up to tabletop, back to down dog. One more breath here. And look towards your hands. Make your way back up towards them. Halfway lift, draw the shoulder blades back. Fold forward. Inhale, arms come forward, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to mat, back to tabletop. Let's do that movement again where we roll forward, chest comes down to the mat, hips are high. Slide the feet back so your belly's onto the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale down. Lift up, chest comes up. Chest lowers. One more. Lower. Tuck the toes, back to tabletop, back to down dog. Now, let's move around here. So bend your right foot, bend your right knee, bend your left knee. Pedal the feet. And let's do a little bit of a core warm up. So option here is to stay in tabletop. I'll show you a round of this first. You can join in if you like. You lift your right leg up, knee is bent, and you just draw it. So as you draw your knee into your chest, you kind of arch your spine as if you're coming into cat pose. And then you can extend the leg back if you like and stretch out long through the body, or you can place the knee back down. So you draw the knee into the chest, maybe the knee starts to come up towards your nose or your forehead. And then extend the leg long, come back to tabletop. You can continue with that, or you can come into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up nice and high. Exhale, as you draw the knee into center, into your midline, maybe the weight shifts forward slightly, shoulders over wrists, round your spine. Extend the leg high behind, place it down, straighten to the other side. Lift the leg high, bend the knee, roll forward. Maybe pause at the front, and then extend the leg high, place it down. Do one more round on each side in your own time. Come back to your downward facing dog. Look towards your hands. Make your way back up towards them. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sit down into your chair, Utkatasana. As you lift your arms up high to the sky, maybe bring your triceps, biceps in line with your ears. Stand up nice and tall. Bring your hands back to heart center. So that's our warm up. Now we'll start flowing through our warrior flow. So a really simple flow. Sometimes it's easier just to keep things nice and simple. Focus on your breath and your movement. We'll move relatively fast, but do take breaks if you need breaks. And Yeah, let's flow. And inhale, your arms come up nice and high, all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bring them wide as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come back to a tabletop, or you can choose a high plank, your choice. I'll do the first one as a tabletop. Hug the elbows in, weight comes forward, just lower halfway down, not all the way down. Push back up, tuck toes, back to down dog. Inhale, your right leg steps forward, plant the back foot down, 45-degree angle, warrior one. Inhale, your arms come up. Exhale, straight into warrior two. Hips open out. Inhale, reverse your warrior, flip your palm or reach up, look up. Exhale, extended side angle, or I call it extended side warrior or extended warrior. Arm over shoulder, arm over head. And let's reverse again. Circle the arms all the way back down to the mat. Come back to a tabletop or high plank. I'm going to do tabletop again. And then back up to downward facing dog. Other side, left leg steps through. Plant the back foot, hips square to the front. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended warrior. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, circle the arms back down, back to your tabletop, back to downward facing dog. Hold here, 2 rounds of breath. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, place it through. If you need to take a few steps to get there, that's fine. Plant it down. Back foot turns down on that 45-degree angle. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, circle the arms down. I'm going to do a high plank this time, not a tabletop, but feel free to stay with your tabletop. High plank, lower down. Come into your upward facing dog. Roll over the toes, back to down dog. One more breath. Inhale, your left leg lifts up nice and high. And just like we were doing with those knee to nose, see if you can do that as you bring your foot through. So if you have trouble stepping your foot in between your hands, just try to remember arching the back, drawing the knee in as high as you can to your chest, and then placing the foot down, even if it lands here, rather than back here as if you were just trying to step it forward. That's an improvement. Plant the back foot, inhale, your arms come up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, circle. High plank, move through your chaturanga, upward facing dog. Leaning back and down dog, or just a tabletop. Lower halfway down and push back up to down dog. That's your option. One more breath. Let's add it on. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, round the spine, plant the foot. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, you're going to come into warrior three. So this is a tricky transition with the back foot. You're going to pick it up so it's on the ball. Your hips square to the front. Bring your right arm forward, bring your left arm to meet it. Gaze about 1 metre or so in front of you. Bend through the front right foot. Launch off that front leg. Extend the arms straight out in front. Warrior 3. Hold here. Plant the back foot down. Drop the back knee. Come to tabletop. Back into downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, draw the knee into your nose, plant it down. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, left arm stays straight out in front. Pick the back foot up onto the ball. Right arm out, comes out to meet left. All the way to the front foot as you pick the back foot up. Hold here, flex the toes back towards your face. Plant the back foot down, drop the knee, back to tabletop. And then just come to rest in extended child's pose, big toes touching, knees mat distance apart, arms out in front. Take a few rounds of breath here. Very short break. Come back up. We're going to do one more round on each side and then we'll try Bakasana, crow pose. So come back to your tabletop, back to downward facing dog. Flowing, one breath, one movement. I'm going to cue you through the right side and then when we come to the left side, I'll let you flow through in your own time without me cueing you. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step in between your hands. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior 3. Breathe in. Out. One more. In. Out. Drop the back knee down, back to tabletop, back to down dog. Moving through the left side in your own time. And when you've done that left side, just come back to your tabletop. So with our crow pose, you do have a couple of options here. If you have a block, you can try practicing by placing your feet on the block. Personally, I've never practiced it that way, so I find it harder doing it that way, but I know some people find it easier because you've already got a little bit of elevation with the feet. So I'll just show you what I'm talking about. So you lift the hips up high to the sky, bring the balls of your feet, your toes onto your block, your knees come apart, so on the outsides of each arm. Your hands are about shoulder distance apart, you display your fingers nice and wide. Another option here, I actually think it's called something different, but I'll just call it all crow, is if you are practicing this and you're quite new to this pose, you can try it with the knees on the outsides of the triceps rather than bringing them in high. And this is how I learned how to do it before I transitioned to knees on the inside. So you just hug, you press your knees into your triceps, hug them in, lift your hips high, lift one foot, maybe you're here, and that's enough. Lift the other. So that's if you're on the block. Same thing applies if you're not using a block. I'm just going to remove the block away. Like I said, I find it easy without the block. So bring your toes together, your heels apart, bend down, spread your knees wide so they're on the outsides of your triceps, fingers are nice and wide. The key with any arm balance pose is not to look straight down, you need to look forward. You need to engage your core. A lot of the strength comes from your core with arm balances. Take a few rounds of breath. So I'm going to show you with my knees hugging into my triceps first. Lift your hips high, look forward, lift one foot, lift the other, hold, and place the feet down and come down gently. So that's how I learned how to do it, and I did it that way for a very long time before I brought my knees in and tried it that way. So now we're going to try it that way for those that maybe can already do that outside crow. Okay, so you bring your knees up high and you hug them as high as you can into your armpits. Look forward, look forward, look forward, lift the feet, claw the hands into the mat. Hold, 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 and lower down. Maybe didn't hold for as long as I did, and that's fine. It's all practice. Really hard work, those arm balances. Okay, draw your knees into the inside. And just stay here in a toe balance and then give yourself a hug. Take a few rounds of breath. Release your hands back to your mat. Step back into a downward facing dog. Maybe pedal your legs out. Stretch out long through the arms. If this feels a little bit too much after doing the arm balance, you can even just come down to the tabletop and pull back, hips to heels, maybe come forward and back. Come back to your tabletop position. Inhale your left arm up nice and high to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, so bring it in and under the right. Shoulder and ear down to mat, hips are high. And back to your tabletop. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale, sweep it through and under. Come back to your tabletop. Just come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg lifts. Now, another thing that I like to do when I'm lifting my leg up high, for some of you, you might just be stepping it through and that's fine. For those that like to get a nice high lift, I move, so if I'm lifting my right leg, I move my left leg in slightly to center. Inhale my right leg up and then step it through, and it just helps get a little bit more elevation, and it helps your hips not spin, like externally rotate out to the side. Step the foot through, plant the back foot, come back into your warrior one. Exhale your warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, circle the hands all the way down. We'll skip our warrior three, back to down dog. Inhale, left. Exhale, plant it down. Virabhadrasana 1, inhale up. Virabhadrasana 2, reverse, extend, reverse, circle down. Just to close off that flow, come back to a high plank. or you can do tabletop. Stay in your high plank, hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees down. Come into mountain heart pose, bring your hands mat distance apart, and just like we were doing with that earlier pose where our heart comes down to the mat, that's what we're doing with this one, but hips are nice and high and arms are stretched out. Come back up to tabletop. Cross the ankles over. Push back through your arms. Flip your legs out in front. Forward fold. Inhale your arms up nice and high. Exhale, fold over the legs. You can have bent knees. Take the outer edges of your feet. Index and peace finger around your big toe. Just let your hands fall wherever they fall and then take a hold of something. Flex the toes back towards your face. Try to lead with your heart and your forward folds rather than your head. Hold here. Roll all the way up. Let's come into a reverse tabletop. So bring your feet about hip distance apart, bending at the knees. Bring your hands behind you with your fingertips pointing away from your body, and then turn them around so your fingertips are pointing into your body. So that's about the perfect distance between your sitting bones and your hands. Inhale as you lift your hips high. Just feel that stretch through the arms, also working the posterior muscles on our backs of our bodies. It's okay with your head and throat and neck, you can drop your head back. I don't feel like doing that today, I'm going to look forward. And then lower down, come straight into Dandasana pose, so your legs extend out long. Your toes flex back, engage through your quads. Your hands, I like to bring them out in front, my palms facing away and down to your sides. And for some people who have short arms, no offence to all those short arm people out there, and they find they can't touch floor, quite common, you can use a block on either side and put your hands on it. If you don't have blocks, you can just have some books handy and grab the books and place them there, and then you don't kind of feel like your arms are suspended in midair. So we pull our shoulders back and down, flex the toes back towards our face, and we're going to lift the heels up off the mat. So I did a class through the Yoga Barn online the other day, and one of the teachers, Nadine I think her name was, she did this move and it felt really intense. Quite a strong move, but yeah, let's try it. So we lift the heels up, lower them down, and you can even just lift one up, down, or you can try lifting both up and just hold, and you'll just feel that quad engage straight away. Down, up, down. One more up, down. Beautiful. Bring the feet in towards you for Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Let's do more of a yin one with this one. So form a diamond shape with your legs. Inhale, your arms come up, and then exhale, just flop over your feet. Don't worry about how low you come down. Let your head flop down. Slowly rise up, draw your knees in. Let's make our way down onto our backs. We'll do a twist and then a short Shavasana. So to come down, extend your arms long through the fingertips. Use your core to lower yourself all the way down. Bring your knees in towards your chest, cactus, your arms, then bring them over to the right side. See if you can keep both shoulders on your mat. If you find one is lifting, you might just need to maybe change the position of your arms to extend out, or change the position of your legs. So if you have them lower down, it helps with more of a stabilisation through the shoulders, rather than if you have them up higher, you'll find the shoulder might start to lift. Back to centre, over to the left. And just slide your legs back to centre, coming into your Shavasana. Just let your body remain nice and still, just absorbing all the benefits of your standing and seated practice and your arm balance. Nice natural breathing. Like you to remain here for as long as you can. I'm just going to rise up to close the practice. And taking a moment to thank yourselves for choosing to practice today. Hope you enjoyed it and found some nice space and movement and breath somewhere along the way. We'll finish our practice with one round of inhaling.